Most people are surprised to learn that as someone who earns a living as a yachting journalist, I don't actually live anywhere near the sea. But I'm not the only one, because literally just down the road from me where I live in landlocked Lombardy, close to Milan, there's a family-run company that's become an international point of reference for water jet technology and latterly for its own range of jet tenders. Well, the name says it all, doesn't it? But since Castoldi was founded in the early 1960s, more than 40,000 of its jet drives have been installed on various types of military, commercial and pleasure boats around the world.
The company was founded in 1962 by my grandfather, engineer Luigi Castoldi, who was the founder also of the company BCS, still existing, that has been producing agricultural machines since the 50s. In his free time, at that time, he was used to go fishing on the rivers on small boats with outboards and constantly breaking the propellers because of the shallow waters of the river. So he discovered the existence of the water jet drive and imported one unit from the US. He studied it and he thought he could have improved it using his engineering knowledge and his company behind him, the structure of his company behind him. Behind me, you can now see one of the first models ever produced. But Luigi was not the only relative with a passion for boating. For example, his brother, Achille, has been 5-time champion of the world offshore and still holds an unbeaten speed record. 241 kilometers per hour on the lake with a Timossi boat equipped with a Ferrari engine. And his cousin, Mario Castoldi, was a designer of planes and hydroplanes for Macchi, and one of his famous creations is still visible in the Leonardo da Vinci Museum in Milan.
Water jet propulsion offers distinct advantages over conventional inline drive shafts with propellers: higher speed, faster acceleration, greater maneuverability, shallow water capability, less noise and vibration, as well as lower maintenance and longer engine life. Moreover, because there are no rotating propellers underwater, it's safer for swimmers. And the reversing bucket, if you see something in the water, can crash stop the boat within less than twice its own length with no strain on the engine.
This is a cutaway of a recent model, Turbodive 340. Basically, the water jet drive is a pump, so it sucks the water from the intake, protected by a movable grid, accelerated through the duct and the stator. The steering nozzle is used for the steering, while the reversing bucket is used for forward and reverse. One of the great advantages of the conventional systems is that the impeller never needs to be blocked for passing from forward, neutral and reverse. Instead, we use the reversing bucket for obtaining any directional thrust, including all the intermediate positions.
Today, Castoldi produces 9 different jet drive models, from the compact 224 unit to the mighty 600 HCT drive that can handle engine power outputs of up to 2,900 horsepower. More than simple pumps, Castoldi jet drives are complete integrated marine propulsion systems that offer shipyards turnkey solutions. And although the aluminium and steel work is outsourced, just about everything else, from the machining and the balancing of the impeller blades to the setting up of the control systems, is done in-house here at the factory.
The most exclusive features of our design is the heavy-duty integrated gearbox, with many gear ratios available for each water jet model.
And what's the advantage of having an inbuilt gearbox?
It is not needed anymore to install an external gearbox between the engine and the water jet, hence creating a very compact propulsion solution. Another advanced feature which we have the patent for is the clear duct unclogging system.
Okay, so that's a big name. What does it do exactly?
Basically, when activated, it reverses the sense of the impeller and simultaneously opens the grid for flushing the debris from the duct. We use only prime quality materials such as duplex stainless steel for the propellers or titanium for the liners of the impeller housing, and titanium has the best resistance to marine corrosion. So to give you an example of what we do in-house, these are castings came from the foundry but need to be finished. So for this we have our own CNC tooling machines. So here we are in the warehouse. Here we stock most of the components needed for the water jet production and spares that we can ship to the customers if needed. For example, starter, buckets, body of the water jets.
As specialists in water jet propulsion for over 50 years, obviously Castoldi knows a thing or two about what it takes to design and build the perfect hulls that make the most of their benefits. So in the year 2000, they started producing their own line of inboard diesel and jet-driven ribs. And to date, they've delivered over 1,300 around the world. To ensure total quality control, the whole production process, from the 3D design, hull lamination, and tube fabrication to the hydraulic and electrical systems, is done in-house before final testing in their own water basin outside. Ranging in size from 14 to 34 feet, all Castoldi tenders are capable of speeds in excess of 30 knots. They can speed across shallow water, even mud flats, and thanks to their shallow draft, they can get very close inshore. In fact, this bow ramp is a feature of all the models for jumping on and off from the beach. Given their versatility, it's not surprising that Castoldi jet tenders have become a go-to choice as crew tenders aboard super yachts. Not least because thanks to their shallow draft and hydraulic folding consoles, they can fit into the limited height of a tender garage.
This is a rare example of a custom unit based on an existing model we did for a faithful customer. We believe in a series production because they are based on a proven and tested platform, whereas one-off projects are always prototypes.
So Giacomo, why have you decided to focus production on ribs for use as crew tenders instead of the consumer market?
As water jet drive makers, we've always thought that this propulsion would have been suitable for tenders because it's reliable, safe, and with a low profile, hence perfect for garage storage. Among our range, we also produce 3 models of Solas rescue boats for yachts over 500 GT. These are 2 14-foot models. So here we are inside the hull of the newest and largest Jet Tender 34. It is equipped with a 2-engine of 440 horsepower, coupled with Castoldi 284 water jet drives. It's been built for a Northern Europe shipyard. It will be delivered in spring, and we are sure it will achieve 50 knot speed.
I imagine research and innovation is part of the success of Castoldi. Can you give us any idea of what we might see coming out of the company in the near future?
I can't give anything away, but I can just say to you that we launch on the market every year 1 or 2 new models. And we constantly try to improve the design and the technical solution.
This is the water basin I was talking about earlier, where Castoldi tests all its boats before delivery. And apart from a nearby canal, the Naviglio Grande, this is the largest body of water for about 50 kilometers until you get to Lake Maggiore, which is exactly where we plan on test driving the new Castoldi 34 as soon as she leaves the shed. So watch this space. But you know what this pool needs? A diving board.